Hello and welcome. This is Columbia Basin Research's first video in a multi-part series on using Program SURPH. Program SURPH is a program created by Columbia Basin Research at the University of Washington School of Aquatic and Fishery Sciences. Program SURPH, Survival Under Proportional Hazards, was developed to analyze data from release-recapture studies of animal populations, in particular to relate the survival estimates from release-recapture studies to individual-based and group-based covariates. Today, in this first video, I'm going to show you how to download and install Program SURPH, as well as provide some basic information on using the program and navigating its user interface. Future videos in this series will demonstrate loading in your data, creating your models, and estimating your results, as well as various hints and tips on getting the most out of the program. Alright, so first we need to go to the Columbia Basin Research website. Go to cbr.washington.edu. There are various things you can do on our website, but for our purposes, you need to click on Tools and Models. That's where we keep our statistical software. If you click on Tools and Models, you'll see Parameter Estimation. And under that header, you can find SURPH. Click on SURPH. It will bring you to the Program SURPH page at cbr.washington.edu/analysis/apps/SURPH. We always list our current version right here. You can find previous versions over here, but for our purposes, you don't need those. You want the most current version, so click on the version here, currently 3.5.2. And then you can find the SURPH 3.5.2 MSI file. It'll help install it on your system. It's here under Distribution. You'll want to save that to wherever you save your files. Open the folder that it's in and double-click on SURPH 3.5.2 MSI. And you go to the Setup wizard, click Next. Decide where you'd like to keep the program, click Next, then Install. One last window may come up about making changes to your PC. This program will not make any major changes to your PC that should be problematic, so just click on Yes. And finally, Finish. From there you can go to the search bar and type SURPH. SURPH should pop up, click on it, and run the program. Here you can see Program SURPH at startup with no data loaded and the main components in their default position. The main components are the navigation panel on the left side. The navigation panel shows the list of available actions in a hierarchical structure and is explained in more detail in a future video in this series. The dataset summary on the upper right side summarizes the current dataset. The model definition summary summarizes the current model. By default, it shares the same space as the dataset summary. Dataset summary and model summary are selectable using the tabs at the bottom of their shared window. The Effects Control button below the dataset summary and the model summary provides shortcut keys for setting models and will be explained in a later video in this series. The output window along the bottom of the main dialog shows all status, warning, and error messages as they occur. The Workspace occupies the middle shaded portion of the SURPH dialog. This is where all dialogues, reports, and plots are shown in SURPH. There's also a series of menus across the top of the SURPH dialog. Any components can be resized by dragging their edges or moved from their default positions by dragging their title bars to the desired location as seen here. The navigation panel is organized hierarchically and reflects the general flow of work from top to bottom. The four main sections are: number 1, data for the loading and examining of release-recapture data into SURPH. Number 2, models for defining and creating models. 3, results for estimating parameters, viewing the results, and looking at result diagnostics. And 4, hypothesis testing for comparing results. All of these sections have subsections that we will go into in greater detail in future videos in this series. The SURPH menu runs along the top of the SURPH main dialog. For the most part, they repeat commands found on the navigation panel. If we look at the File menu, we can see the Save As command. The Save As command under the File menu allows the user to save the currently selected report or plot to a file. Reports are saved in rich text format, RTF, and plots are saved in portable network graphics format, PNG. The dimensions of the PNG file for plots can be changed if you go to Edit and then Edit Settings. You can see the menu for changing dimension size here. Also under File are the Print and Print Preview commands. The Print and Print Preview commands allow the user to print or preview the print of the currently selected report or plot. As we saw previously, going to Edit and then Edit Settings allows the user to set the dimensions of a plot in pixels. You can see here that in the same menu that you can set the number precision in reports for both the estimates and the standard errors. This controls the number of digits after the decimal point. Also in this menu are the optimizer settings. The optimizer is used to numerically optimize the SURPH likelihood to estimate the parameters. 4 optimizers are available: Fletch, Quasi-Newton, Direction Set, and Simplex. Experience suggests that Fletch, a Quasi-Newton optimizer, is the best choice for SURPH. Maximum iteration, precision, and proportional step size are specific to Fletch. Each optimizer has its own configuration settings. The optimizer settings can, for the most part, be left to their default settings. When SURPH estimates the parameters, it uses the resulting estimates as seeds and re-estimates the parameters again. It repeats this process until the resulting log likelihood of the current iteration does not vary from the previous iteration by more than the value in ending criterion at the bottom of the Optimizer Setup dialog. Below the Optimizer Setup in the Edit menu is link functions. The link functions are used to model survival-related parameters as a function of the main effects and covariate data. Their use will be further detailed later in this video series. The final option under Edit is the Reset All command. As it suggests, the command will reset SURPH by deleting all results, models, and datasets currently stored in SURPH. If selected, SURPH will show a confirmation dialog asking if the user wants to continue with the Reset All command or to cancel, as seen here. The View menu here allows the user to selectively hide or show the main components of the SURPH dialog. Here we can see the default settings with all components checked and thus visible. A component can be hidden by unchecking it in the View menu. The only command under the Help menu here is the About command, bringing up a dialog showing the current version of SURPH and a Check for Updates command that will search to see if there is a more recent version of the program available. Data, Models, Results, and Reports menu options will all be covered in further detail when we load in our data and work with our models, results, and reports as we move through the series. This has been Lesson 1 on using Program SURPH, in which we covered downloading and installing Program SURPH and navigating its various basic user interface menus. Future videos in this series will demonstrate loading in your data, creating your models, and estimating your results, as well as various hints and tips for getting the most out of the program. Please note that if for any reason you're having trouble with Program SURPH and these videos are not sufficient to answering your questions, you can find the user manual at cbr.washington.edu/analysis/apps/SURPH. PDF manual is there, and you can either load that into a web browser as I'm doing right now, or you can download it to view in Adobe. If you're using Program SURPH and you have any questions or comments, on the same page, you may also give us feedback via a user satisfaction survey. We would greatly appreciate any feedback you have in helping us make future versions of this program to be more useful to our users. We hope that this video helps you get the most out of Program SURPH. Again, if you have any questions or comments in regard to Program SURPH, please fill out our survey as previously detailed. You can also contact Columbia Basin Research at web@cbr.washington.edu. Best of luck on your analyses, and thank you.